Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Unfortunately, I realized that my computer did not work last night, so um, I have to do this again. But now it looks like it's a little foggy, so bear with me. Hopefully, you can see me. At least you can hear me. 2016 Packers season ended, unfortunately, with an exit in the championship game against the Falcons. Another unfortunate championship loss. The Packers would defeat the Giants in the first round. So that at least alleviated some pain that we felt from the Giants in 2007 championship game and in our 2011 15-1 season. Um, so the Packers won, beat the Giants. Then they beat Dallas in a thrilling game, 34-31 at the buzzer. Unbelievable kicks by Mason Crosby. Unbelievable throw from Rodgers to Jared Cook on a sideline. And the Packers upset the Cowboys, who were the number one seed. The Packers made it to the championship game, and unfortunately, they lost there in the 2016 season. 2017 season, the Packers were riding high. They were 4-1, but then unfortunately in Minnesota, Rodgers broke his collarbone, so that season got derailed. Packers wound up 7-9. 2018, Packers wound up a beautiful start with Rodgers getting hurt in the opener against the Bears, coming back in a thrilling win at Lambeau Field in 2018. But the Packers wound up 6-9-1 that year. McCarthy got fired basically with 4 games left. Joe Philbin took over. Packers lost 31-0 to the Lions the last game of the year. Rodgers played a great game against the Jets, though. And I always remember that game, even though it was for not. They weren't going for a playoffs or anything, but they won a overtime game against the Jets, which was an awesome game. He played a tremendous game, and but McCarthy was fired. Joe Philbin, like I said, took over for the 4 games, but the Packers wound up 6-9-1. 2019, um, we would hire Matt LaFleur, and I'm not going to talk about the 2000. Well, okay, I'll talk. 2019, we unbelievably went to the championship game against the Niners, got blown out. I think we were down 31-0 at one point, definitely 24-0. But we did go to the championship game after beating Seattle. 2020, the COVID year, we had a great year. Rodgers MVP that year, and we were at 13-3. We went to the championship game. We beat the Rams in the second round after getting a bye, and then unfortunately lost to the Bucks. That was another rough loss to the Bucks. 2021 had another great year. Rodgers had another MVP season, his fourth, and we lost to the 49ers at Lambeau Field in the divisional round. 2022, we did not make the playoffs. We went 8-9, and it was Rodgers' last game at Lambeau Field where we needed a win to get in. Didn't happen. Rodgers never returned. I actually went to Lambeau that year. 2022 was the first time since 2007. 2023, Jordan Love took over. He took us to the playoffs where we beat Dallas on the road in Dallas, and then unfortunately we would lose to the Niners again in the second round. Well, we had a nice lead going into the fourth quarter, but we couldn't pull it off. Um, 2024, we made it to the playoffs, and we lost to the Eagles, obviously mostly in the first round with an 11-6 record, and we were 0-5. We were 1-5 in the division. Could have been 0-6. We were a fingertip away from being 0-6. 1982 was the first time we had been in the playoffs since 1972, but I was only like a few months old, where we would lose to Washington in 1972, but in 82 we beat the Cardinals, and then we would lose to Dallas in Dallas 37-26. It was a highlight of my childhood, basically the Packers making the playoffs their only time until I was 21. 93, they would beat Detroit in a thrilling game with the sharp bomb, and they would lose to Dallas 27-17. I was just watching some highlights of that game. And then the next year, they would beat Detroit again, and then lose to Dallas again, 38-9. And I think I went over those 95, 96, and 97 years. So anyway, just hope we're caught up on the Packers' playoff defeats and unfortunate debacles, and frustrations. Hope you can see me. Hope I can clean off this camera. My weight was 169.2 today. I am now starting another 24-hour fast. I'll eat after work tomorrow. And everybody have a great day. Go Pack Go.